6 million ways to die. Choose one. 6 million ways to die. Choose one.
Woo! And to knock the table over, man, with the excitement. Gee, I'm so happy to be back with y'all, man. Welcome back to You Already Know What It Is, your new favorite pod. BZ is off script. Yes, I am indeed. And you already know what the deal is. I got my right hand man, my big bro in the building with me, Big BJR.
Co-hosting with me tonight. How we doing, big bro?
What's up, bro? I'm feeling good, man. I'm on the east side. You know what I'm saying?
Late night over there,
Late night.
right?
It's man, it's late over here.
Oh,
It's late. We're gonna get it together though.
it's all
We're gonna get
good.
it together.
We moving. We moving. Um, we've been working some logistics recently, last couple of days and everything like that, and we finally was able to put this time together. So here we are for you guys right now. Gonna go over a couple of the hot off the press topics right now. A couple of things that I've really been itching to get my 2 cents on, if you will. I'm gonna go ahead and put my
Yeah.
spin on here tonight. Ask my brother for his 2 cents as well, what his opinion is as well. I already know, he's a nut ass nigga, so I already know he gonna say something that pissed me off tonight. But we gonna take it as it comes. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we might be on this.
Pause.
We may be on the same page. I don't know. Look,
Yeah,
for the people that's out there listening, first of all, we don't really talk about. We try to make sure that we keep our conversations in life short. So we talk about like family and all that other stuff. We really do reserve these moments to be able to talk sports with each other. So I don't know his opinion on a lot going on. We got
yeah,
LeBron, right? We got all this stuff with the NBA, there's a lot of trades we can get into.
yeah,
Football kicking off.
absolutely.
You know what I want to ask you about real quick though, bro? But just off the press. Did you watch the World Cup?
Oh man,
Man,
did
that World Cup was that joint was hard, man.
did I
That was one
watch
of the
the World
best.
Cup? I didn't
That's
miss
one of the best.
a kick of
That's
the
one of the
World
best
Cup.
tournaments I've ever seen, bro. That's one of the best
Absolutely,
tournaments. We've been locked in, bro. This usually,
absolutely.
around this time the summer be phony because like basketball, we really got no disrespect is baseball to watch.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
Well, no, it's not that. I mean,
man,
baseball doesn't get intense until the playoffs. Even baseball players know that. So
facts, facts,
it's
facts.
it's it's like a baseball is not even really a sport during the spring and summer. It's more like an event, like a hobby. Like go to the ball game. Like
Take me
all
out to the
yeah,
to the
like
ball game, all
it
that.
don't get intense until football is already being played by the time baseball actually becomes a thing. So no, we needed the World
Nah,
Cup,
that World Cup was crazy. I
and
was really rooting on Messi too on the low. I was
oh, of
like, I
course,
know all the
of
stuff with
course,
Argentina,
of course,
and it's hard, It's
yeah,
no disrespect, y'all. Black power,
yeah.
but shit, that's Lionel Messi now, man. I was rooting hard, but shout out to Spain, got the W, and we had a good time watching it over here.
I did too.
So yeah,
I did too. I thought it was. I mean, I remember just thinking as I was watching. I think it was the France and did France play Belgium or was it Spain that played Belgium? Yeah, it was a Spain and Belgium game actually,
it was
and
so many good
and
games,
I'm
so
watching
many
it
good
and I'm
games.
just like, man, how grateful I am to be able to witness this level of football, soccer, whatever
You feel me?
wherever you from
Yeah.
and what you call it, on this stage because coming from America, like I wouldn't know anything about some of these people, man. I wouldn't know, we
Man.
wouldn't like what was my
Oh God,
what was the
my
guy
boy
from
from
Norway?
Norway,
I
Holiday.
wouldn't know
Yeah,
nothing about this dude,
hey, that's my new favorite. That's
I
my new
wouldn't know
favorite player,
a
bro.
thing about him, man. And then just to see him in the World Cup and understand that they're putting on for their nation, like it's deeper than just you play for the Lakers or whatever. Like these dudes is putting on for like the entire nation, and to see
You
the
think that they be more famous? You think that they be more famous than like NBA dudes?
oh man, I mean Shannon and Ocho was tracking some player I think from Cape Verde gained like 70 million followers over
Off the rip, off
like
one.
the
Yeah, that's
goal. He's like the
crazy.
goalie. So like yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The goalkeepers
right.
was getting nice.
Well,
They was getting nice.
and speaking of goalkeepers, when I'm touching Argentina, how about their goalie? I mean, in that championship
OD.
game, oh my goodness, if he wasn't on his job, bro, they would have beat Messi 8-0. because
OD, bro.
they was getting. I mean, I think he blocked 12 shots or something like that.
OD.
Yeah,
Then I think they red carded out, so they was short, and he still had to hold it down.
he was going crazy,
Yeah,
man.
that was
So
nice.
I
It
was
was
like,
really nice.
I remember watching. I was like, Spain might win the game, but the MVP is this goalie for Argentina, yo. Because
Oh God.
without
Oh
him,
yeah, that's
this
a
game
fact.
wouldn't even have been worth watching. It would not have been entertaining without him. So he was
Oh
the
everything.
Messi for Argentina in that game, I believe. I don't know much about soccer or
Yeah.
football. You know, I know how to kick a soccer ball. You know, I played a little bit of soccer as an intramural sport. You know, growing up, you know that we all jumped into the sports, but just from the outside looking in as a non-ball knower, as far as soccer is concerned, he was the best player on that game. Cause,
Facts, facts.
cause it had it been me and goalie, Messi would have got beat 8-9 nothing.
This what I'm saying, nigga. No, I was so
For
we
real.
so we watching it over here, right? And I ain't gonna lie. I played goalie a couple times. Brandon B head, he played soccer.
Hmm.
So a long time ago we used to run the soccer. Don't shout out to Tim, Mario played with us, right? And like I would play goalkeeper. And wide receiver hands, I'm nice out there.
It's not the
Man,
same.
I saw a couple of joints live where as though like the speed of the soccer ball, nigga. I'd rather damn near take it. I'd rather try to swing a fastball pitch, bro,
It's
like in
not.
baseball, like
It's
something like that, because that's difficult. Like, and then you got to judge it. Like one of them niggas, man, he made a crazy shot. I think it was bro from Cape Verde that joint off the right, like off the right block. It was a long shot. It
yeah.
looked like it was a cross, but he just like he kind of knuckled that joint in there. Pause. Like it was like I ain't gonna lie, like that made me. I fell in love with soccer. Seriously, a lot of people, especially I feel like a lot of black people, fell in love with soccer. Hopefully, watching the World Cup, bro, because this is
I
one of the
did.
best. We watched 2006. I watched 2006 before. Like I
Hmm.
said, with shout out to B Head, and then like another couple years after that, I was like, okay, it was cool. I think the one last year or 2 years, two
4 years
tournaments
ago.
ago, where it kind of, and the one that ended with the dude headbutting him, whatever that game was. I was like, it's that was a kind of phony. I
Hmm.
wasn't feeling that. This one, bro, I'm glad to say I was like, why? And then like, no, we got personal stuff going on with it as far as like everybody over here that's interested in soccer. But like, then we went out to a couple watch parties
Hmm.
and like, shout out to USA because even USA put on.
Yep.
So we like, man, I ain't gonna lie, the World Cup saved the summer for
Yeah.
me personally. Like, it saved the summer for me.
It helped the summer kind of fly by. You know, we was looking forward to those
Oh
games over
God,
here.
oh
You
God,
know, I had the kid. You know, your nieces and nephews in here. We was all watching. I mean, I was coaching the kids soccer this summer, so it made my job a lot more
yeah, he
fun
told,
too
yeah,
because.
yeah,
You know, we would be out there on the practice field, and even a little. I mean, I'm out here with 5 and 6 and 7 year old kids. You know, and they're talking Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, whatever, Norway, Holland, and all
facts,
this other
bro.
stuff. So it made our jobs easier as coaches going out there and getting them to give 100% effort and be focused, and stuff like that. So, and then I think being the host country and being in America this year, or at least North America,
That
including
probably
Mexico
helped.
and
Yeah, I
Canada,
know that helped.
that
Yeah,
definitely helped.
yeah.
I mean, I thought, I mean, I looked at it, them tickets. I see. That's when I realized soccer or football was that shit because. SoFi ain't but up the street. I looked in going up to SoFi for one of them games, and
It was OD,
I was like, yo,
OD,
I don't know. I mean, I
OD.
get a good view on the couch. I got a very nice TV. I don't know.
Oh God, that's
So, but
insane.
but no,
It
I
was
mean,
thick in that joint too, bro. It wasn't an empty seat in that joint, bro.
I
It
tell you,
was thick in that
I
joint,
tell you
bro.
what it did for me as a fan of sports. Especially a lot of these younger athletes. The Lamine Yamals that are like teenagers that's gonna be doing this for another 15 to 20 years. I'm gonna start paying attention to those Euro leagues. I know that they have a league, a very competitive league that starts kind of around the time of NFL season. So,
Yeah, it got
I,
Premier League.
yeah,
Yeah,
and so a lot of these guys we've been watching on these different countries, they play together in these leagues. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
I was paying attention to that when I watched the games, and they say, "Oh, so and so from Arsenal, or he's from Barcelona, or
A lot of
whatever."
guys got picked up too. If they weren't on a team, but they
No,
made a
oh,
name for
for
themselves in
sure,
the
yeah.
tournament,
So you're
they
gonna
they
see,
picked up. Yeah,
you're gonna see. I mean, if you followed it as closely as you and I did, and most others, if you for those that don't already, because I know there's people that already do follow the European League soccer's football. But if you take a look at it this year, you're gonna recognize a lot of those names.
Yeah. Especially if you play the FIFA like we do. But you feel me? It was
Had
just
it,
cool to see.
had it,
You know,
had
the
it.
only other sport that I've been,
Hey,
the only
downloaded
other
that
sport.
joint after the first week. I was like, hold up, let me get on here
Yeah, see,
real
I'm
quick.
saying, yeah, I've been on FIFA. You gotta get right. We be playing FIFA, bro. So
Yeah,
I'm years into the
yeah,
soccer game. Like Zlatan Ibrahimovic is my favorite player. I know a lot of players in soccer.
yeah. I
But
didn't
you
have
know
to
the
know
other
one.
sport that I've been watching, other than the World Cup. Now that basketball season ended, and we didn't even get into the finals. But we'll get into that. I've been low key watching wrestling, bro.
Like WWE.
Yeah,
It's all over the place now. I be noticing it on like A
shit,
and E
damn near.
channel. Netflix
It's
got it
kind of
on
weak, but I've
Mondays
been
now.
watching it.
It's
I'm
on a
trying to
lot.
tap into their main. I gotta tap into
They
their
on
little main
ESPN. I see them
storyline
on
or their.
First Take with Stephen A. and stuff now. So they doing it.
I'm trying to see the SummerSlam. They got this one nigga I think that could save the day. It's kind of cheesy right now, but they
SummerSlam
do got
is
somebody.
coming up this weekend, right?
The nigga that's about to fight Brock Lesnar,
Okay.
black dude, African brother. He walk in the ring like this. He be doing this. If they play their cards right, he's probably the next like.
The
He
Rock.
about to be the next. He about to be the next one.
Because
The one.
that's what wrestling needs to me. In order to get somebody like me back interested, they need somebody like The Rock, like the
They
OG,
trying to
oh,
find them, but they
like the
got they got
OG
all
Rock.
type of bro. It's all type of brothers. It's all type of brothers getting nice.
Nah, I ain't
The
talking about getting nice.
Usos and all them, the bloodline.
I need the swag. I
They got
need
a
the.
young nigga. They got a young like super like flyweight nigga that be flying all over the place. Brother, dude, he got the dreads. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He not like a cheese ball. He really nice. They trying to do it, and but the girl's still carrying in that joint. So I'll be watching it for the ladies. The lady stories be way better
No doubt.
in wrestling. But
But yeah,
that's the only thing I've been watching.
it is. Well,
Sports wise.
we about to be watching a lot more than that because ain't got time for wrestling, man. It's time. I know y'all can see the bird back there. He's back there somewhere. Kane's gang already on the chest. You already know it's tis the season. You know, tis the
Yeah, we
season.
got it. We got to do the watch parties.
Yeah,
You want to announce that now? Or you want? We can say that.
we'll
But
do all of that later. Before we even get into football, we got to start with the king, man. We got to start with the
oh,
king, man.
LeBron.
La Philly cheese. I'm shocked. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm most shocked by, B. I'm shocked that if you're gonna play for $4 million, why wouldn't you just stay in Los Angeles and play with Luka Doncic and Wes Kessler and Austin Reeves and everybody else they done picked up and stay at home in Los Angeles where your family's at and still be able to play with your son. All this. So to me, it seems like it's a little bit deeper than the money. That's just my personal opinion on it. Now let's get to the move itself.
Hmm.
He goes to Philly. Philly loading up. You know, they got Bob Myers in there pulling the strings now. He lands Jaylen Brown. I don't know what Boston's on. That's their situation. But
Yeah, that's what I really feel bad.
they capitalize on Boston. I would say stupidity, but I would only say it's stupidity because okay, you trade Jaylen Brown, but you trade him to a team that's in your way. Like you don't send him to Portland, you don't send him to Phoenix.
That's the one that feel like it's bigger than
Like
basketball.
you send him across the street. Like you got to see him 5 times. So that's retarded. But needless to say, they do that. Then they go and get LeBron. I think that does now take them over the top in the East. We all know LeBron runs the East. That's his conference. It
You
should
think they're
be.
the number one seed off that?
Now let's talk about seeding. When LeBron would go to the finals from the East, when he was going to the finals 8, 9 straight times in the East, he was not always the number one
They weren't
seed.
always number one.
So it's
They
not
weren't always
about
number
that. Get LeBron to the playoffs and tell me there's a team in the East you're taking in a 7-game series over that Sixers roster. You can't tell me that
one. New
right
York
now.
Knicks.
You're not telling me that after they lost Mitchell Robinson, which is what they would need in order to go up against a team like this. Because Cat don't want nothing to do with Joel Embiid on the basketball court. And that's just the
I
facts.
think the Knicks are.
So,
I think the Knicks are trying to
so
play out the season, and they'll pick up some stragglers in the middle of the season.
maybe they will. But I feel like with LeBron James knowing that this is, probably his last 2 years. I really don't see. He keep pushing it. I don't know how much further he's gonna be able to push this. So understanding that, I feel like he gonna have them boys dialed in to where it's like I said, in a 7-game series, LeBron, Maxey, Edgecombe, JB, and Embiid, you got to beat them 4 out of 7. I don't see you doing it, bro.
Let me ask you
I don't see
this.
the Knicks doing it. Detroit's not doing it. Cleveland needed LeBron. That's why they were waiting. Miami's nowhere near a complete enough team to do it. Charlotte's too young. Boston just gave up one of the best assets they would need in said mission, to try to do it, and that's Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, but the Celtics
So
not going nowhere, bro.
my point. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like LeBron looked at the landscape
No,
and
I
was
mean
like,
like they're
bro.
not. I mean like they're
It,
not leaving the part. I mean like they're not leaving the party. Like the Celtics are still involved.
well, I don't think they're going to
We
be
know this.
a lottery pick team, but I don't think they're going to a conference finals. And it wouldn't surprise me if they lost the first round of the playoffs. If they were the 4 seed and they lost to the 5 seed, or they were the 5 seed and lost to the 4 seed in the first round,
I don't
Tyrese
know, man.
Halliburton coming back. I'm just saying you need players like Jaylen Brown in the playoffs. I don't understand getting rid of Jaylen Brown if I'm Boston.
I think that the conversation you said something earlier about LeBron. I don't know if I agree with that as far as LeBron. LeBron went to Philly to play basketball. Probably the only thing that he wants to do right now. I'm not him, but like he just want to hoop, and he wants to hoop at a high level. And Philly's a good team to go. Bob Myers, I think that it could be bigger than basketball as far as his brand. It didn't make any sense to everybody. Yo, newsflash! Everybody that thought he was going to go to Cleveland, that would have been the dumbest thing for him to do for his brand. Why would you go back to your home team for the third time?
No, I agree.
No disrespect, but it just that was
I
not going
agree.
to happen. If
I
you thought
agree.
that Cleveland was out there, it was not. The only other team that made sense to me was everybody was always on this hype train about seeing Braun and Steph play together, and I just think that that would have made more money for the league and all of that. But I feel like seriously, if it was up to LeBron James to decide what team to play for whatever vet minimum, which he did not want to play with the Lakers for his reasons. I'm sure he got it's his own thing. He's been in that organization. But
LeBron.
when you go to Philly, you're going, bro. You're going to one of the how do you think? I'm gonna ask you this. How do you think LeBron is going to handle the media in Philadelphia
The same way.
if
The
they for
same.
example don't win games, if he in the way, how's that going to look for him, his legacy? How's he going to respond to that? Because if he
It,
responds well to that, I think that's the move. I think he's trying to be like, I went to the belly of the beast.
BJ, you got to understand it like this. First of all, you talking about LeBron James, he's been on the media spotlight since he was a junior in high school, bro. How he's gonna respond to Philadelphia media, nobody cares. It's LeBron. He's gonna say what he needs to say. He's gonna control the narrative. He has his own PR pushers. That's not the problem. The notion that him going to Cleveland wasn't a smart move, I totally agree with. I feel like if he was ranking the 5 options from what was being reported from Shams, Cleveland was 5. Like, I'm not going back to the Cleveland the third time. I already got
And
y'all
he'd
the
have played for
ring.
the Wizards. He'd have played
That's
for
what I'm
the
saying.
Wizards before he went to
I
Cleveland.
didn't think the Cleveland thing was a niche at all. I didn't buy that.
Yeah.
Now I did buy the Golden State, and I feel like had Golden State been able to land Anthony Davis, which was out there, get AD, because everybody knows he loves playing with AD. He loves that whole relationship. They have a relationship. They have a bond. That's his guy. So get AD. I think he goes and plays in San Francisco and plays with Steph and AD. That's just my personal opinion. Golden State couldn't land AD. Wizards have basically made it apparent to the league now that AD's not even available because they like what they're building over there. I think the Wizards are going to be a playoff team this year.
I do too.
Provided everyone stays healthy and they do secure Anthony Davis and keep him.
We will be in Capital One.
I think the Wizards will be making a lot of noise. Now, with all of that being said, the move to go to Philadelphia doesn't. I won't say it wasn't his number one option, but I would say, like I said, Golden State go get Anthony Davis and I'll come. They don't get him. Philly goes and gets a Jaylen Brown to tie in with Maxey, who he already has a relationship with, Rich Paul client. They already working out together now out here in LA. And Edgecombe, who overperformed his, rookie predicted, success, right? Nobody expected him to come in and be as NBA ready as he showed that he was as a rookie. I think he dropped 30 in his first game. So, you got him, and then if you can get Embiid on the court, ain't the question, ain't the problem. It's getting him on the court. Once he's on the court, everybody knows he's an MVP. So LeBron saw that, and he understands that this is an opportunity where he can come in, compete for a championship in a conference that he pretty much runs. He's got a roster more than capable of making it to the playoffs, and once you get into the dance, I'm not taking nobody over there right now beating them 4 out of 7, bro. Not with that roster,
If he
with,
wins the
with
finals,
that LeBron,
if he
and
wins,
with Nick Nurse as a head coach,
if
who's a
LeBron
championship
James
head
is
coach. Go ahead.
if LeBron James is a part of this Philadelphia team and they win an NBA championship this year or the next,
Mm-hmm.
is he better than Mike?
Uh, Well, it's funny because I honestly feel like the whole like ring thing is kind of corny as it pertains to like who's better or worse in the sport of basketball. When you get to the Jordans, the Kobe's, LeBrons, because all of them did it multiple times, winning 10 rings and 13 rings. That Bill Russell shit, that shit is out. It's a competitive league, like you see right now. The last 8 years has been 8 different champs. So the fact that you was able to win multiple championships to me gives you an ability to be in the best ever. You know what I'm saying? Like you winning 6, oh, but another guy got 5. Oh, you got one more than him. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a champion. He showed he can win championships. He showed what he's capable of. So as far as the championship being the barrier that breaks Mike and LeBron, to me, that was never really a
You
thing.
saying if they do it multiple times?
No, I'm saying like once LeBron got to like his third or fourth ring, the whole LeBron's Jordan's got 6 rings. LeBron like
Right. It do get corny.
you
I
know
get
what I
it.
mean? Like he's a champion. He nigga shows he can win. Now what I think it shows if he
Situationship.
wins a championship with the Sixers is this will be the 4th franchise that he won a championship with. Now you went to 4 different owners can hang your jersey up right now because if you LeBron James you win a
That's hard.
championship
Yeah,
like Philly, even if you play 2 years with Philly, if you win a ring in Philly, they liable to put
the
that jersey
jersey's
up.
up. Yeah,
They
the
liable to put
jersey's
that
up.
23 up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you talk about stuff like that, and then I just ultimately when it comes down to talking about greatest, to that level to me, I've always thought about like impact. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about Jordan and his sneakers and everything like that, I got it. But if you want to talk about like actually for the culture and actually like for people, it's LeBron all day long. So to me, LeBron's already been better than Jordan.
But you never saw Mike play.
I mean, again, it's not about. I've seen enough highlights. I know the Mike was. I
It's a
know.
difference.
I know. I know Mike was, and it's not that I didn't see him play. I mean, I wasn't as old as I am now to understand, the X's and O's of the game and stuff like that. But
No, I'm
I'm
talking
not.
about when he was on television. He
I'm
was
not.
not sitting down watching.
When did Mike
You
Jordan
probably watched
retire?
the Wizards game.
2002.
You might have watched. You probably watched the Wizards game
He
when
retired
you
in
were
02,
like
oh
knee
02
high.
or 03.
The Wizards is 0-2. He was on the. He was in the game. The
Either
joint
way,
with Steve Francis.
the
We
point I'm
was
trying
we
to.
was using Mike playing. We
The
was
point.
playing NBA Live
Yeah,
0-2.
that's what I'm saying.
We was
I
using
know who
Mike, but you
Michael
wasn't
Jordan. I know
watching.
who Michael Jordan is, and I'm not trying to discredit his performance. I'm just saying that to me, it's not about.
It's different, bro.
Oh,
It's Air Jordan.
yeah, but he's King James. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
And
I
this is
feel like
this
the
this
you know if you talk
this
about impact,
this is a Kobe fan, by the way, saying this. Full disclaimer for all those
you
people that are still on 23 minutes in right now. I'm a diehard Kobe fan. I got,
Brian,
I
I
got.
got so mad. I got another one for you. I got another one for you. Forget that
What?
conversation with go. Man, all right, bro. This dude. So my guy on Facebook, he talking about some this is how we got started into this argument I was in. He said put Kobe Bryant on any of the teams and just replace him with Michael Jordan on Michael Jordan's teams and the same results would have happened in I guess the finals matchups, which I didn't hear him say that part. At first he was just like swap Mike out with Kobe. Kobe goes 6-0 or something. I'm like, man, swipe Mike out with Kobe. Do the Bulls even make the finals over some of those teams?
Why wouldn't they?
But uh, I mean, first of all, it's too hypothetical to get into, so I feel like there's no right or wrong.
Well,
But
you brought it up, nigga. So you tell me.
my point, my point is this. I'm gonna say it, bro. Kobe made the All Star team averaging 15 points. He was not really getting his shit off like that by virtue of Shaq being there. And even when Shaq was there, he think he was averaging 29, something like that at some point. Everybody knows, bro, that Kobe would shoot the team out the game. And if you wasn't watching basketball at that time, and if you wasn't familiar with the narratives, the Mamba mentality and everything that's around it is important. But that shit was not always the case from the get go, in my opinion. It looked an awful lot like he was a ball hog,
Well,
and that
you said
if you
about
put Kobe and Scottie Pippen on the same team back then, niggas are not respecting the fact that it was other like, bro.
I
All
disagree.
right, respect it,
I
Mike.
disagree entirely.
But
And
I
you know,
don't think Kobe got the gravity. I don't think Kobe had that gravity.
that's fair. And I disagree entirely. And I'm gonna just say it to you like this: if you don't agree with me,
Mike had to will his team, bro. Mike had
as
to will his teams.
ask Greg Popovich if he agrees with you.
I mean, people are gonna say differently because they watch Kobe
No.
play. And you
It's not.
talking
It's
about?
not.
Are
It's
you talking
not.
about? You talking
It's
about the
not.
prime Kobe? I'm
It's
not talking
not.
about 24.
I ain't talking about prime Kobe.
I'm not talking about number 24.
I'm not talking about 24. I'm talking about Froby. I'm talking about 21, 22, 23-year-old Kobe. I'm talking about when Shaq was getting fouled out in them Western Conference matchups against the Spurs, and Kobe was coming in that bitch and putting the team
There
on his
is no
back.
Shaq on the Chicago Bulls, brother. It's just you,
I ain't
and
talking
you're
about
gonna
it
shoot
being a
the team
Shaq.
out the
I ain't
game.
talking about it being a Shaq. I'm talking about when the ball was put in his hand when Shaq was off the court because Shaq fouled out.
63.
It ain't no Shaq. Shaq fouled out. It's no Shaq. So if Shaq's not on the court because he fouled out, you can't tell me it's because of Shaq what I'm finna do right now. Because Shaq's not here.
In two
No, no, no,
minutes,
no, no,
yeah,
no,
you're the
no.
closer.
It's not 2 minutes. If he fouls out in the third quarter and we're losing in San Antonio, what I do the rest of the night is not
Kobe
because
didn't
of
foul out
Shaquille
in the third
O'Neal.
quarter.
What are you talking about? See, you said that I didn't watch Jordan. Did you watch Kobe? Because I was watching Kobe with our father in that motherfucking living room. And when we was on
Probably
NBC,
last 4 minutes of the game, Kobe would get to
no,
work.
no, no.
As far as the reason why I'm different than you, I'm not saying he wasn't nice, bro. Kobe is him. I'm just saying as far as like everybody be talking about points, you basically saying, oh yeah, when he scored the 81, if you put that type of production on the Chicago Bulls, man, he'd have looked like Mike when he scored the 63 against Larry Bird and them. He scored 63, but they lost, bro. He shot the team out the game. Nobody else was involved, and when you got to play a series in an NBA playoff structure, it don't work like that, bro. Come on, man. Ask Donovan Mitchell. Ask all the niggas, man. Even Jalen Brunson had to pass the ball. So you had a cat. You had everything else out there. I don't think Kobe would have passed the ball. I think Kobe would have made it all about him, especially early, young Kobe. You want to give me the triangle and everything after the fact? You got to think about it, man. They had to build a team around Kobe. Wasn't no team built around Mike. Mike just went out there and got it, bro. And then when I guess they
How
finally
they
did
how
start
they
building around
how
him
they didn't build
with
a team?
Rodman and all of them and
How they
everything
didn't
like
build
that.
it?
But
That's what I'm
Scotty was
saying.
drafted.
You
Scotty was drafted.
you talking about?
Scotty was drafted. That's an organic find. And then you got a guy like Michael Jordan who wills his team. And again, I ain't just saying because I watched it happen. It's like you got to look at the numbers, the stats, or whichever. But it's like there is no
Who?
other person on that team that can do that except Michael Jordan. If you put Kobe out there, man, Eddie Jones started over Kobe, bro, coming in the league. And then you got Kobe, popular as hell, Mr. All Star, talking about old Kobe versus Mike, but Kobe was averaging 15 points that season. Man, he shouldn't even been there. Shouldn't even been an All Star game. And then you're talking about this. If you want to put year for year, Kobe coming out of high school means Michael Jordan. You can't even talk about Mike until his draft, or you can talk about Mike in college. Mike was getting natties and getting crazy in college. So now you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about the college, you talking about the will to win from a young age that I ain't gonna lie, dog. I watched it, bro. Kobe did not. I mean, like, God rest Kobe's soul. I'm not talking about him as a person. I'm talking about him as a basketball player. We were talking about Tracy McGrady at one point, bro. We weren't even talking about Kobe like that. Mac was the nigga. I've been telling y'all this. Early Kobe. Froby is nice, but back then we was talking about Mac. We was talking about AI,
Well,
and then not to mention
you're talking
everybody
about
talking about the obvious.
you're talking about a bunch of men that were older than Kobe. They all had a leg up on Kobe. They were more seasoned players. They all everybody you just named went to college.
No.
Even Michael Jordan. Stop. Kobe came into the league as an 18-year-old, was traded to a team that had Shaquille O'Neal and had Eddie Jones, who was a seasoned veteran at his same position ahead of him. He was an 18-year-old kid.
You was brought to the team to be a piece, bro. He was brought
No,
to the team
the
to be a
Lakers.
piece. He was never that guy.
The Lakers was not in
Mike has
desperate.
always been that guy. Mike has always been that guy
All right, bro.
from day one.
Name one player that was on the Chicago Bulls the day that Michael Jordan got drafted. Don't even
I
worry
don't know
about
the
it.
team like that, but I wasn't alive
Don't
in
worry about it. You
84.
paused long enough, bro, and I can name the starting lineup on the Lakers when Kobe was traded from the Charlotte Hornets to the Lakers on draft night, bro. Different situations entirely. What you have to understand is when Kobe was given the ball in position, it is your night, it's your team. Whether it's a moment in the game, whether it was a string of games in a season, or whether it was seasons entirely once Shaq was departed. He showed you what he was capable of doing, and that's why I say everybody doesn't have the game handed to them, or the keys rather handed to them upon entry. Some people got to get it out of the mud, and Kobe was one of those people that had to get it out of the mud. But it didn't take him as long to get it out of the mud as it takes others, and there's a reason for that. And so
That's a good argument.
once you understand the fact that because here's my thing too. Okay. When it came down to Shaq or Kobe, do you think that the Lakers were hesitant in making the decision of who they wanted to move forward with? Do you think that they had a debate about it? Do you think that there was a meeting that they convened together and they plucked names out of a hat? Or do you think there was some sort of a consensus that we're going to go with this kid right here who's overproduced? He's outperformed his contract. He overworks. Right? Or are we gonna go with the
That sound like the Jaylen Brown situation.
or are we gonna go with the future first ballot Hall of Famer? You know I'm not knocking my dog Diesel in my Diesel year, but I'm saying it was evident, bro. This dude right here is the one, and he showed
That
it
sound like the Jaylen Brown
in big
situation.
moments. Because like I'm saying, when you win a championship, bro, it's not one game in basketball. It's not one game you gotta win. You have to win 3 series. And in each of those series, you have to win 4 games. It's damn near a mini
And one player averaged 35 points during almost all of those games. And it was not Kobe Bryant.
Kobe averaging 30 though. As an 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old.
It's easy
prospect.
when you get when Shaq. That's what, bro. It's bro. When you go to the LA Fitness gym or 24 hour and you got one of them ones on your team.
Your argument
it is
is
so
valid.
easy for you
Your
to get
argument
iced
is valid,
because he
BJ.
draws all the coverage.
If
He gonna kick the
your
ball out to you. You
argument-
got the weaker defender on you. You can go kill.
It's valid if Kobe's career
Because when you
takes
got
a
a dog
deep
on your team
dive.
that you can argue
If
about.
Kobe's career takes a deep dive after Shaq leaves, everything you're saying right now, I would take it to church on Sunday.
They
But the,
wasn't winning games.
but the simple fact that he went on and won 2 more championships without him, a league MVP without him, continued going to All-Star games, broke the fucking single game scoring record to the naked eye.
He's him.
Nobody's
Kobe is
seen,
nice. We're not
nobody's
disrespecting
seen
Kobe,
the
bro.
100-point
I'm just saying,
game.
if you comparing to Mike, you talking about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, nobody had to leave Mike's team for him to get better.
I'm not
And
talking
Mike
about
didn't
that.
cause-
I'm
he
talking
didn't cause
about
a ruckus because
I'm
Scottie
talking
Pippen was
about
able to get his shit off.
I'm talking about ability. Does he have the ability to insert himself on those Bulls teams and still win championships? Yes. He's equally as capable of doing the job that Michael Jordan did. He showed you that he's as talented. He showed you he's just as talented.
All right, it's talent. He is as talented. I'm speaking about something I think a little bit bigger than talent. But
What?
it sounds like you're talking about the Jaylen Brown.
You think that Kobe doesn't have a championship
It's bigger
mindset?
than talent.
You
It's
think
bigger than
he's not a
talent.
leader?
Ask Jaylen Brown.
You think he's not a
Ask
leader?
Jaylen
Do
Brown.
you think what do you want me to ask Jaylen Brown? He's a Finals MVP. What do I need to ask him? What do I need to ask him?
For some reason, they felt like he didn't cut it.
He's
For
a
some
Finals
reason,
MVP.
the organization over there said, apparently, Jaylen Brown is the Shaq.
No,
To-
they didn't want to pay him. They know Tatum's coming off an Achilles. He's going to be cheaper in the future because he's probably not going to continue to perform at the highest level. Jaylen Brown is a Finals
What?
MVP. Jaylen Brown is a Finals MVP who just came off of his best season as a pro. He didn't win the Finals MVP in his best season. Last year was his best season as a pro.
Uh-huh.
And his contract is sooner to be revisited than Jason Tatum's. He's going to be a $60+ million man in less than 12 months. That's the problem. And Boston's not trying to go into the second apron because the whole second apron thing has ruined
So it's
how
all
teams
money.
all money. And instead of choosing to stick with Jaylen Brown, who, in my opinion, feels like I've been more available, and I think he feels like he's better than Jason Tatum, they chose to trade him and keep Tatum. That's the riffraff. They were gonna have to get rid of one of them. That's what all these teams are doing right now because you can't go into the second apron unless your owner doesn't want, doesn't care about spending money.
Right. It's a new penalty. He has new penalties with it.
Right? But that's the problem right now in Denver, right? Why Denver's, basically like, who wants our players? Because they got to pay Jokic like $380 million or something crazy, $350 million in a year, and they're not trying to be in that second apron. So that's what it was. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I mean, football's here. Now, so we'll let basketball go to rest. The guys will go to training camp, and they'll get the season started here shortly. But I respect.
Yeah, too many moves in basketball to go over. Yeah, I don't like. What's your favorite move, real quick? Is there one off-season hoop joint that you like the most? It's been a lot of movement.
I mean, I hate being a homer on my own show, but Kessler, man, I said, I went on record in my group chat with my homies, man. I've said it, bro. I think he's going to pull like a Pau Gasol, like a Kevin Garnett, and Kevin Garnett was all pro in Minnesota prior to going to Boston. But the notion that going to a championship level organization, with his skill set, with the championship level players around him, it's going to bring the best out of him, bro. And I really feel like there's a side of him that the league has yet to see. That, now he's on the biggest stage. It doesn't get bigger than the Los Angeles Lakers. And Luka wanted him. So I feel like when your star player wants a guy and you get him, I feel like they have they cooking something. They got some type of chemistry. They got some type of repertoire or relationship rather that's going to carry them pretty far. Again, I'm a homer. That's my favorite move that the Lakers made. For sure, because I felt like that was a big hole for us. It has been a big hole for us ever since we got rid of Anthony Davis, and I feel like even before then, because he didn't want to play the center position, he's notably said that himself numerous times. But that's us acquiring a center that can be a dominant force in the post, man, both offensively and defensively. And I think Kessler's exactly what we need offensively from a big, as a role threat, as well as I do think he has been working on his perimeter shooting, and I think you're going to see some of that this year. If he can shoot anywhere around 34+% from three, with what he can do in the pick and roll, and then what he brings on the defensive end with defensive rebounding and rim protection, huge. Absolutely huge. And the last time Luka had
So you're saying that Luka Kessler is about to be a new duo?
Well, I feel that way, and I think that's what the Lakers they looked at. They said, what do we take from Luka's time in Dallas? He was able to go to the finals when he had, and it was center by committee that year. They had a couple of different centers that they kind of rotated, but they all kind of brought different little pieces to the game that all complemented extremely well. And Luka was able to ride that all the way to the to the NBA final. I mean, they lost, but I think they did that with Kessler. I think they kind of got all of those complementary pieces in one body. And then I really do like the Kevon Looney pickup. I think that's a good backup center to come in, a nice vet. He knows about winning up in the Golden State culture. So, a good addition to the locker room. So I just think what they did, getting those bigs in Los Angeles for
Lakers look good. I ain't gonna lie. They needed to get on LeBron. When they got on LeBron, I think
those were some pretty big moves. I mean, and then ultimately, I think the LeBron move aside, Philadelphia capitalizing on Boston and getting Jaylen Brown. And I'm high on Jaylen Brown. I think he's one of the best players in the conference, really. Because he's a two-way player, bro. That's why I say you need players like Jaylen Brown to win championships, bro. Guys that's going to give you hustle.
You think you would prefer him over Giannis?
Oh, for sure.
You prefer him over Giannis?
In 2027?
Over Giannis, Jaylen Brown?
In real time, moving forward, like today, moving forward, yes, absolutely.
Oh, you bugging.
I'm not bugging.
All right.
Giannis gonna miss 30 games a year. He already having calf issues. Like when them bigger guys in them later years in their career start getting lower leg injuries, bro. I mean, you.
I like Giannis at 70%.
You could take who you want, but that's the problem. You're gonna get him at 70%. I'm taking Jaylen Brown at 100.
Yeah,
At a hundo.
That's 50. That's 50. That's 50 points a game. So
At a
I gotta
hundo.
have Giannis.
When did he do that? What year was that, B?
I know. I'm just saying the
I'm just saying because
capability. I think he's gonna look good in Miami.
Chris Middleton was good for 27 a night.
Miami,
The same and
Miami,
around the
Miami is
same
my
time,
sleeper.
around the same time of this game you're talking about, Chris Middleton was good for 24 to 27 a night.
Yeah, Miami got that. We're good.
No, I'm saying
If I'm
Chris.
a Heat fan,
I'm
we're
saying
good.
Chris Middleton was good for 24 points to 27 points a night around the time you
Oh yeah,
talk.
you need that on championship team. Yeah,
I'm telling you,
second option.
you talking about Giannis's 50-point game
Giannis,
7.
Chris Middleton was the guy.
I'm
Chris Middleton was
saying
the closer. Yeah.
at the time that was happening, Chris Middleton was getting 24 to. I'm saying, is Chris Middleton good for 24 to 27 points tonight? Is he good for 24
I
to
mean, but that's
27
why I
points
said
tonight?
I like Giannis in Miami. That's my pick. I like Giannis in Miami. I like Ja in Portland
I
too.
like him in
But
Miami
I'm
too.
curious. That's the one I'm the most curious about is Ja. But I feel like my favorite switch. I really, I'll probably get the jersey. I like Miami. I like Giannis in Miami. I like him and Bam. I didn't like it at first. It looked a little messy to me. But if you're talking about like a team that can enforce their will in the front court, I mean that's the way to go, bro. I mean that team is going to be dangerous. They're still shooting away. They got a young shooter that they drafted, but I feel like
They need
maybe
more.
not this year. They're going to need some pieces too. They might also grab some
They
guys.
need more. And
The
there's
season hasn't begun yet, but
I
yeah,
know
I like Miami.
apparently
I like Miami.
Clay Thompson's on a buyout possibility down there, so we'll see. But they just need more. I mean, Bam and Giannis. I mean, what else? Davon Mitchell, okay, like I mean, Braun would have been huge for them. They definitely could have used his services. I think he knows that. But yeah, I'm out on Miami, and no discredit to Greek, who, I do think is a great player. But I think right now, and somebody's got to give Jaylen Brown his flowers, and damn it, I'll do it. I think a player, like I said, that's good for a hustle and effort on both ends of the floor. You don't get that in today's NBA often. Most of these guys are one or the other, and he's both. I think he's elite at both. He's still in his prime, peak in his prime, and I like that he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder and doesn't take shit, and I like that about a player, you know what I'm saying? So that type of stuff doesn't rub me the wrong way. I would just look at what he's athletically capable of doing, and I mean, without question, he's one of the best players to me in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. Well, look, man, football season. You talking about? You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes, sir.
Off season vibes. Off season. How you feeling, Ravens? Right.
I mean,
What's the progress report so
I
far? Give us the
mean,
report, bro.
let's not even waste time. Let's get into the AFC predictions right now. I mean, you see the bird, like I said, it's over the shoulder. It always will be. I like to break it down by division first, and then kind of do
Wait, hold up, bro. Did you hold up? Not to cut you off. Did you see Lamar Jackson in the top 100 joint?
just let me get to
Come on, bro.
let me get to my predictions, and
Come on,
then
bro.
we'll touch on
Come on, bro.
some of that.
You got it. Yeah.
You,
Come on, bro.
you threw the oat there, but I was finna do that anyway.
My lord.
So
Yeah, my lord.
I like to start with my predictions by division. All right, and so I'll start with some of the easier ones, and then I'll work my way around, starting with the AFC West. Right, so you got the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers. I do think the Chiefs are gonna kind of come out with their pants on fire a little bit, a little pissed off about the way their season went last year. I love them bringing Eric Bieniemy back, who I was high on being an offensive coordinator for the Ravens back when we were looking for a new one before we hired Todd Monken. But that's neither here nor there. I won't make every topic about the Ravens and my connection to these people, but I do like Bieniemy back for them in Kansas City. I think the Chargers picking up McDaniel is going to be pretty big for them offensively. I think you're going to see an explosiveness to their offense this year that might have been missing in past. That's going to kind of help take them over the top a little bit. I think the Raiders are a little bit away. I think they got a good hire with Kubiak, some good draft picks with Mendoza and whatnot. But I think they're in, workup mode, if you will, for all my military folk out there. They're doing workups right now. They're not quite deployable yet. So the Raiders will kind of just be there this year. And then the Broncos. I mean, pressure's really on them, right? Was last year a fluke? Did you guys just take advantage of the Chiefs, napping all season, or are you guys really about that? So I think it's going to be a lot of pressure, if you will, involved in Denver. I do still have a lot of respect for Sean Payton and what he can bring as a coach, and I do believe they're still going to have a pretty solid defense. With all that being said, I got the Chiefs taking that division. Again, I think that they're just going to come out pretty pissed. And from everything I'm reading, Mahomes is not going to miss any time. We were thinking, because of when the injury happened, the Chiefs might get off to a slow start this year because he would miss a couple games to start, maybe the first month and a half. But apparently he's been rehabbing his ass off, and he's going to be on the field week 1. So if you're telling me Mahomes is ready to go week 1, I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs to win that division. AFC South, I think that's going to be
The
probably
Broncos repeat.
Broncos repeat.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't shock me again. I mean, their defense is not going to fall off. They're still going to have a top 3, top 5 defense, and
I think the Broncos repeat.
Sean Payton is still championship coach. Bo Nix showed enough last year to give him some reasons to believe this year. But again, I just think so much of your success in the NFL, specifically in your division, is your opponents and what they're up to. And so, like I said, last year they capitalized on a Chiefs team that was napping, bro, and the Chiefs was drawing. You know what I'm saying? And so, them coming back stronger this year, it's gonna have an effect on the Broncos. We'll see to what extent, but I expect to see that. Now the AFC South, I actually think the AFC South is gonna be one of the more interesting divisions this year.
Yeah.
I for some odd reason, I just feel like it's gonna be pretty competitive. I'm kind of, I won't say high on all of those teams, but there's reasons to believe in all of those teams, right? Obviously, the Texans, great defense, great coach. Getting a couple players back on offense, which should help their quarterback, who was showing signs of being a great quarterback before. I don't know what happened to him. He went on a day with Amber Rose, came back. He hasn't been the same since. That's another topic for another day on why I think that's the case. But neither here nor there. There's reasons to see the Texans as returning to the cream of the crop. The Colts getting Daniel Jones back, right? So they're going to get a quarterback back that when they had him, they were looking unbeatable. Is he ready to go? Is he up to par? Are they still going to be able to be as successful? Remains to be seen. But we do know they're going to still have that dominant run game with John Taylor, and they do have a sound defense with a very good home court advantage in Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah.
Then you have the Jaguars, right? Jaguars last year, I mean, they finished the second half of the season one of the hottest teams in the league. And with a coach like Callahan coming in his first year, getting that ending, that probably sparked a really good offseason for them. I don't live in Jacksonville. I don't know nothing about it. I don't follow the Jags. But if I was just hypothesizing, I would hypothesize they had a very strong offseason because they built off a lot of momentum from last year, right? And a lot of belief. They're getting Travis Hunter back. He's running 22 miles per hour. That's a thing now. So they're going to insert that. That's going to be a factor there. This is year 2 for him, so you're going to see a big jump from him from year 1 to year 2, like you always do from most rookies to their second year. And then we got our boy Go Canes, Cam Ward down there in Tennessee, and they was able to get him a coach in Robert Saleh, who I think is going to come in there and if nothing else, have that defense, prepared and ready to back their quarterback up, if you will. So is he going to be able to make enough plays on the offensive side of the ball to win enough games to keep things interesting? I think he's capable. He's definitely a playmaker. He can definitely make all the throws. He can definitely read the defense and all that stuff. He showed his ability to do that at Miami in his last year in college and last year as a freshman or rookie rather in the NFL. I think if he had some better receivers last year, he might have won a couple more games than he did. So we got that going on in Tennessee. With all that being said, I do believe the Jaguars are probably the team to beat in that division. If I had to put my money on a team to win that division right now, I would take the Jags. I just like what they have on both offensive and defensive side of the ball. And then when you add in the fact that they're getting Travis Hunter back this year, I think that's going to be what kind of is enough to take it over the top. I do think C.J. Stroud's regression is kind of what's going to hold the Texans back a little bit. And then I feel like Daniel Jones will come back from an injury, but I feel like Daniel Jones coming back from an injury is not Patrick Mahomes coming back from an injury. And I feel like if there's a little bit of turbulence to begin the season because of that, that could slip up or have them slip up towards the end. Um, so I would go with the Jags to
Who
win
won the division
the
last year?
AFC South.
The Jags,
Uh,
right?
no, I believe it was the it was the Jags.
They're not going to win it again this year.
It was the Jags.
I think
Because
that
the
there's going to
Texans
be
was
a
the
new
wild card.
winner. Somebody else is going to win it. I think that division is too wide open.
Yeah,
Them Thursday night games.
yeah.
They need to just make Thursday night that whole division because that's all them games are. Yeah, I don't even give a shit about none of those teams in that division. Maybe except for I ain't gonna lie, the Colts was fun last year, but I feel like I do not. I would put my money on the Jags not winning again,
Yeah.
twice in a row. I
Yeah,
just feel like
I
there's
try to talk
nobody.
myself. I try to talk myself out of it too, but I just feel like I think the impact of getting Travis Hunter is what I'm resting on right now. I'm resting on him coming back, being 100% with the year two leap, and it being that much of a boost to a team that, like I said, he wasn't playing last year when they went on that run. The last 2 months of the season, or whatever, he was out, and they was crushing, and so being able to add him to a team that was capable of doing that, I feel like kind of it's not the same Jags team. So yeah, the Jags won last year, but to me it's a different Jags team, and I think they're better. So that's why I'm going with the Jags again. But it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't win it. If they didn't win it, the team that I was going to say shockingly was Tennessee. I just think,
Tennessee, I was about to
yeah,
say, yeah,
I
it might
think
be a team like that.
I
Oh
think
God,
I
oh
think
God.
that Cam Ward is a champion. I think he has the heart of
And
a
Ward could come
champion,
back pissed off.
and I
It can
think
come back mad.
I
Yeah.
think if Salah and the defensive captains over there get that defense ready, to, like I said it earlier, back him up. I think he knows I can go out in these games and control the game enough, score enough points, control the clock enough. I think Cam Ward's that type of quarterback, and so it wouldn't surprise me if shockingly, I think it would probably by the odds metrics, right? Vegas odds, they're probably the least likely, but to me, it wouldn't shock me because I know the type of, as I said, go Canes. I know the type of player that Cam Ward is. I know the type of person that he is, and so those winners translate. They keep winning. You know what I'm saying? Like they just get to a bit different stage of winning. So I think he's gonna eventually be a winner in the NFL, and if it started this year,
Yeah, yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me.
All right. So listen up. So we're doing AFC tonight. You want to do NFC next show?
Yeah,
What are the
AFC.
other?
We'll do the AFC tonight. So the other AFC, we
Yeah,
got the West, we got the South, and then we got. I'm saving the best for last. So
yeah.
we're gonna go to the East. So the AFC East, we got the Bills, we got the Dolphins, we got the goddamn Jets. You know what I'm saying? And we got the New England Patriots. Um, One of the easier divisions for me to pick. I mean, obviously we know that the Dolphins and the Jets are tanking for somebody. Although I do think the Jets are gonna be trying to win games this year, and I think they're actually going to win more than they did last year. I think they're going to be a better team than they were last year because I don't think Aaron Glenn's in the position to be like, oh, I'm just going to lose all my games if we get the number one pick. Well, you're going to get fired, nigga. So you need to win
Oh
something,
God.
right? So I think
Oh
he's
God.
going to, yeah, And then Geno Smith, he had the shit he had going on this offseason with whatever. So it does him best to go out and put the noise to bed by winning some football games if he can. And he's on the Jets. But again, they got players, man. Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, like they have players. You win a game. So I think the Jets are going to be better than they were last year, but they're not winning the division. The Dolphins, they're tanking for somebody, right? Archie Manning. I mean, do they want the C.J. Carr out of Notre Dame? Like what quarterback do they want, right? Stockton out of Georgia. They want somebody. They're tanking for somebody, right? So Dolphins, I don't have them winning the division either. Now you got the Patriots and you got the Bills, the cream of the crop, right? The head honchos, if you will. I don't want to say last year was a fluke for the Patriots, but they weren't supposed to go to the Super Bowl, right? They were supposed to be a better team. You brought in Vrabel, you got Drake May year two, all these things, right? But the easy schedule, and then I think some of the injury stuff that happened in the playoffs with other AFC teams kind of allowed them to kind of get a little bit of recognition that maybe I won't say they didn't deserve, but again, they weren't supposed to make the Super Bowl last year. So
You feel like the Bills? You feel like the Bills just blew their opportunity? I knew they were the favorites to kind of pretty much go get there.
Yeah,
Do you feel
yeah,
like the
yeah.
Patriots basically are by virtue of the Bills losing?
Well, it was more than just the Bills, right? Because once the playoffs gets there, it's not just your division, right? You're stacked up against the rest of the conference. So you had the fact that the Ravens didn't make it, but the Steelers did because of the missed kick, right? So now you didn't have to go up. There was no Lamar in the way, right? C.J. Stroud gets hurt, so the Texans with this great defense are playing with a backup quarterback, right? Then whatever happened to Daniel
Denver quarterback,
Bo Nix,
yeah,
yeah, Bo Nix gets hurt,
yeah,
right? So they just capitalized off of that. Plus they had the I'm pretty sure it was the easiest schedule in the NFL last year, which gave them the seeding to be in the playoffs in the first place to then benefit from that. So
home
again,
field and all
but
that.
then what happens, and that's why, like I said, you weren't supposed to be there, so you'll get humbled at some point. They make it to the Super Bowl, and it's over. Right,
Right.
Mike McDonald and the Seahawks, which were a far more superior team. Everybody knows the Super Bowl last year was the NFC Championship, right? Rams versus the Seahawks. That was the Super Bowl. The best two teams in the playoffs, right? So, so yeah, I don't think that's going to happen again. Even though they went and got AJ Brown, huge. I think that's going to be huge for them. I know he's happy. I think a lot of things are still going to go well for them. I don't think they're going to fall off of a cliff, but I do think that the Bills are going to kind of be like, hey, Josh Allen's gonna be like, hold up,
It's still our division. It's
yeah,
still
like
the Bills.
chill out. Similar to what I think is gonna happen in the West, right? Where Mahomes is gonna be like, hey, bro, like I'm still here. Like y'all thought I retired, nigga. No, I didn't retire. It was an off year. I think it's gonna be the same thing with the Bills up there in the AFC East. I think Josh Allen's gonna come back and be MVP level Josh Allen, and the Bills are gonna be winning games at that clip. And the Patriots are kind of turn it down just a little, maybe not 14-3. Maybe 10-7, maybe 11-6, you know what I mean? And so then things will kind of go back to if you want to say normal. But I think the Bills will win the division.
Man.
And then of
Obviously
course,
the best for last, close us out. The best for last.
ain't nothing to be said, man.
Come on, man.
Ravens,
Ravens 17-0. Tell me. Ravens 17-0.
relax. Cause it's receipts now. It's receipts now. So I gotta be chill on all of that. Now, that being
17.
said, if there was a player capable of going 17-0 in the NFL, if you ask me, it's Lamar Jackson. I can get into the specifics as to why I believe that on a more logistical level on a later date. But just trust me when I tell you, the proof is in the pudding. The nigga don't lose
Oh, man.
more
The
than
boy's good.
more than he wins. And if you take away
The boy's good.
those blown 14 plus point leads, which you can't tell me a nigga that got a two score lead didn't do enough to win the game. If you take away those blown 14 plus point leads that he has in his career, bro, winning percentage like 84%. So we gonna leave it at that as to why I believe he's capable of going 17-0. Give him an easy schedule,
Right, he don't play
and
defense.
he
Right,
might
Lamar
not
don't play
lose.
defense.
He might not ever lose.
Right.
But needless to say, the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the receivers in the draft, the offensive linemen in the draft and in the offseason, right? The changing of the scheme, right? Everything being tailored for what? The best player in the league, the best player in your organization. This is how you win. This is what the Chiefs have been doing. This is what Philadelphia has been doing. You all been doing this whole hardball, and it wasn't working. We were telling y'all for years. I know it's been a long time because Sean Payton was doing broadcasting. And I was arguing with Ravens fans on Twitter, like, Sean Payton's a better coach than Harbaugh. We should fire Harbaugh tonight and hire Sean Payton. They're like, oh, no, this. All Sean Payton does is get off the headset and take Bo Nix damn near to a Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl, right?
You see me? That's all he does after I said that, by the way. But we'll leave that at there. I can tell you how many times
So
I'm
you
right
feel like the
all
John
day long.
Harbaugh, so you think that the head coaching change is probably the most.
I'm going to take it a step further than that, BJ. And I kind of alluded to it last year a little bit. Maybe I said it directly. I'll say it directly now. But it wouldn't surprise me in the least bit if the players gave up on Harbaugh last year, as to say, we know they'll get rid of him if we don't make the playoffs.
So you feel like players kind of
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and take a game off here. Go take a game off there. Miss the back-to-back games there, or the Thursday night game on the short week.
Lamar was abnormally chilling, bro.
Take a
was like,
game
come
off.
on,
Take
my
a
nigga.
game off. Oh, don't scramble there. Oh, don't slide there. Oh, shank the kick, Luke.
That's Now you get come on
I'm
federal
just
investigation.
because here's my thing. If you got players
All
that
out.
if you got players that wanted them gone and maybe they voiced that, but no one ever moved. Because how do we know they didn't?
You feel like they wasn't inspired to win.
This is hypothetically. How do we know that 2 years ago when they lost to the Chiefs AFC Championship, there wasn't players that like, bro, we need a new coach?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah, you know that was conversation.
How do we know? Out of a 63-man roster, there wasn't one leader on that team, one player on that team that was like, man, we need a new coach. We don't know that.
Yeah,
And the likelihood is there probably was. And so if there was one, there was probably a few. And so if you had a few people that didn't think, man, our voices is being heard.
yeah.
Because what's the first thing Steve Bisciotti says when he comes out and says,
He said Tomlin. He said with Tomlin. Or whatever.
no. He said they asked him. They said if Luke
Or
would
he
have made
said if he win, he said if he wins, is he still
If-
going to hold his job? He was like, nah.
He said if Luke would have made the field goal, would John would have kept his job. He says for a week.
Before he said for a week, yeah,
We were getting rid of him. Our players told him we don't want him. He's gone.
yeah.
He's gone. We're getting rid of him. And so now they listen to the players. I think you're going to see those players giving them their reward back, which is the effort, the focus, the discipline, everything that takes. I think that they're going to win the AFC North. Again, if you see a little bit of turbulence earlier with the new regime, new calling, new play calls, all this other stuff, that's to be expected when you have change. But once those guys get in sync, that's why a football season is 17 games, 18 weeks long. Once those guys get into that sync and they get gelled and it start getting a little chilly outside.
Yeah. So the rest of the division is the Steelers.
I love the song that the Steelers are singing right now. Bring McCarthy, let them keep Rodgers. Oh, McCarthy, Rodgers. That's beautiful. It's not doing anything for me. Cleveland, I do think Cleveland, wild card because, usually when a team trades away one of their best players or, a top player on their team, everyone sells their stock. They're like, oh, they're going to be trash. And then returns is you were wrong. They got a bunch of assets, a bunch of other guys overperformed, and they actually were a decent team. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns are actually better than expected, but they're not winning the division better. They're not going to be that
I'm
much
not
better.
seeing it. I ain't seeing it in Cleveland. Cleveland might go 0-17, bro.
No, that won't happen. That won't happen.
I fuck with Shador. I like Shador's standard.
It's not Shador. You got Deshaun Watson still there, man, and I'm telling you,
D Watt there.
if you got D Watson playing decent level football, bro, he was a Pro Bowl level quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So
Cleveland the homecoming game, man. We set that up for homecoming.
There's got to be a part of you that thinks he can at least get back to some form of that. So I'm not gonna disrespect the Browns and or any team in our division. Our division is always going to be AFC North smash mouth. You got to go into our stadiums and find a way to win, even if they 0-17. I bet you they're gonna be 0-16. They'll be 1-16.
Right. Oh God, that's
against
what I'm saying.
against the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that's a rivalry.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about that. But I don't think
What about
they're
Cincy?
going to be. So that's the wild card. My thing with Cincinnati is I feel like they're just baby bro.
Yeah.
Lamar's like 10-1 against the Bengals in his career, bro. Like they're a lot of noise, but they against us they don't do nothing. Unless we got Tyler Huntley playing, they don't do nothing against us, bro.
Facts.
And now we got their best defensive player wearing black and purple, Trey Hendrickson. So again, and you think he ain't been waiting to sack Joe Burrow all the times he had to hands up him in practice and shit with the red jersey on in Cincinnati? He trying to put that boy on the mat. He sacked. I'm props bet when the Bengals and the Ravens play. Go ahead and put I'm gonna go ahead and put a Jerry Stackhouse on a sack from Trey Henderson off rip.
On that.
Off rip. He gonna get that boy, because he ain't been able to do it. He ain't been able to do it. So yeah, give me the Ravens in the AFC North. Give me the Jags, like I said, with the shocker, sleeper, surpriser Titans, if you will. If the Titans can catch flame and be kind of like last year's Patriots for real, right? Or one of these teams that kind of just come out of nowhere, right? And just and do whatever. We'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow when we talk about the NFC, because I think there's going to be more of those teams on that side of the league than the AFC this year. But again, we'll save that for tomorrow. The AFC West. Pat Mahomes, Project Pat, he comes to reclaim his throne in the West. And then Buffalo Bill. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen. You know what I mean? I call him Buffalo Bill. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think he gonna. They got that new stadium opening up there. I think they got Benny the Butcher or something. Performing at halftime.
Ah,
So,
shout out to Benny.
so it's Griselda. You know
my,
what I mean? I'm
my
rocking with
dog,
Gris.
shout out my dog
You,
Latavius
you,
Murray and all of them
you
too.
know I'm
Snap, man.
Griselda all day. So that's another reason why it's like I'm such a homer. Like most Ravens fans like, oh,
Yeah.
I hate the Bills. Like I love Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? Outside of when they play us, but I remember back when they had Marshawn Lynch up there going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So um,
Feel it.
that was way back. You feel me? So yeah, um, Bills, Chiefs, Jags, Birds, man, Ravens. They're my
All right.
AFC division winners.
That's what's up. We
You know
gotta
what I
do the
mean?
NFC tomorrow. I'll kick off NFC tomorrow. I got some fun stuff to talk about with the NFC, man. Bro, it feels so good to be doing the show again,
Yeah,
man. Season
for
two.
sure, for sure,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure, for
We
sure, for
kicking
sure.
this joint off, bro. It's the off season in sports, but it's the real season in podcasting. Just appreciate everybody out there again tuning in. And most importantly, dog, appreciate doing this with you, bro. This is so much fun for me. Like I said, we get to talk sports, kick it. So we're gonna lock this back in and make sure that we get all the parameters together, right? We gotta make sure we looking good. The lights is situated, the audio is good. So I just appreciate everybody that's been out there, that's waiting with us as we figure
Get
some of
ready,
those things
man.
out.
I think it's hold on, I'm gonna ask Siri right quick. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I got the joint.
Because we trying to do the watch parties. We're going to start to have like different things
Oh
going
yeah,
on for
it's
live
a it,
viewership.
it's
Should
a
be fire.
it is officially 43 days until the start of the NFL season. 43 days exactly. So y'all got 43 days to lock in, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, in 43 days, I'm on your neck. I'm out here, and when them Ravens is doing what they doing, you gonna have to hear from their number one fan, and you gonna have to love it. That's just what it is. I don't want to do all the back and forth because we've been told y'all it's time. The days is coming. The reckoning has arrived. I was telling y'all the days of reckoning are approaching. They have arrived. So that's why the podcast got to get jumping because I told myself I was not missing the next Ravens Super Bowl season. That I was gonna be out there with my face, my voice, everything. So here we are. And I think I'm gonna go for the double whammy, bro, because I think them Canes gonna be in Vegas getting that
I'm about to say,
championship too
I'm about to say, I'm
in the
talking about the
same year.
Kings. Yeah, we know we
Don't
big
even
Kings
tweak.
fans.
Them Canes about to go
We
crazy.
big Kings.
So that's right. You are
Yeah,
officially on a Los Angeles Lakers, Baltimore Ravens, and Miami Hurricanes network. Don't ask, don't tell. Those my teams. It's been that way since the DOB, and it is not changing until the DOD. Is that the date of death?
take the death. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
man. You know, we
I,
got to fuck with, bro. The one dude when we was in Miami for that national game, for the championship game. What's my guy we ran into that had his that that was doing his thing, man. We got to if we had him tap in, bro, for
you
the
talking
Miami
about
games,
Coach? You
bro.
talking about Coach?
Talking about
Yeah.
coach, bro. We hopped on them joint. Hey,
Hold
I ain't
on.
gonna lie. We gotta do some Canes games with him involved, bro. We
We
gotta
still
figure
on
that
it. I'm
out,
ready to
man.
pull it up right now.
That's gonna be litty. That's
Oh,
gonna
you
be
put it
litty.
in
We
the
tapping
chat.
in too.
We'll pull it. Matter of fact, when we start talking, we'll pull it. When
Yeah, do it for the net. Do it for another show, like in a couple
that's what
shows.
I'm
Just have
saying.
his
I'm
have
gonna
his stuff
pull.
ready. We'll figure it out.
Hold up.
Cause
Cause
I
I
know he
want.
be knowing what he's talking about too.
Yeah, yo, the other day. So I'm gonna get old nice, bro.
Like, I'm talking about live watch parties where we can't show the game obviously on the stream or anything like that, but we'll have our reactions. We'll all talk. We'll start to have a live chat going on, and it's gonna be some nice, fun Saturday, man. We're gonna create some other vibes, and as these sports get kicking off, man, we may end up doing we're really trying to take this to a certain level, and that it really does require participation from our fans, from our listeners, viewers. So we again just appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. Make sure that you guys obviously like and subscribe everything that you're a part of. Because we here together, man. We're a community that just love sports, man. Uh, we love sports for real.
Man, it's blowing me right now. It's so late at night, I cannot think of coach. And I was literally just watching his breakdown of the note. I'm trying to
It's
find the
good.
video
We'll save it. It's
because let
good. We'll
me.
save it for the next show.
I was watching his
Save it
breakdown
next.
of they call him no haircut
He be
Nick.
breaking this shit down, but he does. He
Yo,
breaks. I mean, from as far, yeah, he be breaking them shit down.
no,
That's Miami all day.
no cut Nick. Yo, I'm the first shout you out, boy. You ain't even on the Canes yet, bro. Watch that boy so cold. Boy, wait till that nigga go. Check him out, yo. No haircut Nick. They know about him in the Curl City, man. Miami Hurricanes.
Right.
He ain't even on campus yet. He still got. He got to go to prom first. But that boy come to. Hey, look. They thought we was crazy when Malachi Tony came out as an 18-year-old going to national championships, 1,000, 1,500 yards, all this other craziness. Wait till they see that's just about to be the norm now. Just like it was in the 90s,
Right.
early 2000s. It's
Young
back, baby.
killers.
It's
Right.
back, baby. That
Right.
probation over with. We told y'all what it was. Y'all had to put us in jail for Ohio State and Alabama and everybody to go off. You had to put Miami in jail for everything you letting people do right now, which is give these players their worth. And now that you see them players getting their worth, where do you think these 18 and 19 and 20-year-old kids want to go make $8 million at? South Beach, bro. We'll talk later, man.
The vibes.
We'll talk later, man. Good luck, bro. Go Canes, man. Go Ravens. Love you, bro. Good to be back.
No,
Can't wait to tap back in with some more, man.
facts. Season 2, we up.
We up.